Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back. Yeah, today I'm going to be doing the season 4 retrospective for the Big Bang Theory. Let's go. Woo! Let's get into this. I think for now on for the retrospectives, I'm going to go back and forth. Big Bang Theory, did Young Sheldon, back and forth. So next on the list will be Young Sheldon season 2. Just like a side note there. So, season 4, episode 1. I always remember this episode for, of course, we have Amy here, her second appearance, so that's cool. She'll have that kind of robotic voice, kind of weird, compared to Amy later on in the series, but Amy and Penny, they first meet, and it's funny, honestly, Amy's just kind of there for Sheldon to, like, talk about Penny right in front of her face. It's just so funny. Like, I think Sheldon and Penny really just ruled this episode. And Howard of the subplot, that's also great. Man, it's so funny how Sheldon's like talk about Penny's beloved life. It was just hilarious, man. The best scene in this episode. And literally the other subplot is about a robot hand grabbing onto Howard's junk, and that's not even the best scene. Yeah, this episode's a blast, man. I really don't even give it that much credit in my head for that. How actually really funny this episode is, and Amy did have a good joke about how many sexual encounters she had, and the robot scene at the beginning was pretty funny, and the doctor saying that that's all he needed. The only thing he needed for the robot was the robot hand. That was funny. Well, this woman plays a doctor in every single sitcom she appears in, doesn't she? And Sheldon was gonna actually make babies out of just sperm. He wasn't even gonna do the thing. Classic Sheldon. Yeah, another great episode with Shelley and Penny. But I don't understand how Leonard didn't mention to Penny that Sheldon had a quote unquote girlfriend. Of course, they don't call it. They don't. Sheldon doesn't think that Amy is his girlfriend at first. This episode takes place like a few months after the season 3 finale. So like, why did Leonard not mention it to her? I don't know. Maybe because Leonard was probably mad at Penny because of what happened in the season 3 finale. But whatever. It's always funny seeing Penny overreact when Sheldon has like a love life. I thought that was actually really funny. Man. But yeah, this is a great episode. Season 4, episode 2, also a pretty good episode. Sheldon wants to live forever because, of course, he does. Why wouldn't he? Another episode where Sheldon goes absolutely crazy and blah 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 blah. I love the joke where Sheldon wanted to go running and then he ended up falling down the stairs. People getting hurt. That's my type of comedy. Oh man, yeah, that was funny. And of course, the most memorable thing about this episode is Sheldon kind of becoming a robot. His face being on the TV screen, and yeah. This was weird, but it was so funny. Like I think this episode has like the funniest conversation with anyone in like a car because like Leonard was like turning off the TV thing, and then like Sheldon would turn the TV back on and said "Bazinga." It was so funny, man. This episode is just hilarious. Oh man, it was so funny. Season 4, episode 3. I like the game they play at the beginning. It doesn't really make any sense at all. Like, how are these answers obvious? And also, Leonard's IQ is supposed to be like not that much lower than Sheldon. So how is he obviously like so much less intelligent than Sheldon in this show? Just like question, because I think Leonard's IQ is like 10 lower than Sheldon. It's because Sheldon has like an eidetic memory. That's probably is why. But like seriously, Leonard is stupid compared to Sheldon. And Amy's around, and nobody really likes her, so that's that life for Amy. But yeah, this is a kind of what am I saying? Early Amy doesn't really give a shit about anything. She's just hanging around, and she and Penny aren't even friends yet. But Sheldon and Amy kind of like an argument, and it kind of feels like similar to the argument Leonard and Leslie had in season 2, episode 2. Well, that argument was one sided, that Leonard didn't really care about what kind of views Leslie had, but Leslie, she did care. But in this episode, Sheldon and Amy are quite happy to get away from each other because they don't really agree with each other. So yeah, and then Sheldon adopts loads of cats. I've always got confused about this episode. Wouldn't Sheldon be scared of the cats? I mean, he's definitely scared of dogs, but like, what about cats? Why? What? Okay, well, Sheldon isn't us scared of cats. It's because we've heard before that he had like a childhood cat named Lucky, who died. Yeah, we see Sheldon's mother again, who haven't seen really how crazy Sheldon can get. She hasn't even seen Sheldon with a cat. I like how she uses reverse psychology to get Sheldon back with Amy. That's actually really cool. And at the joke hour at the end where Sheldon's giving away cats and the $20, hilarious. So yeah, this is a great episode. Season 4 is really starting off great. But yeah, this is like my least favorite so far. Nothing like really funny in this one, but it's still just good. I think it might be the best start to a season so far. So season 4, episode 4, one of the most important episodes of the show. Do I say that a lot? I feel like I said that. Okay, maybe not one of the most important, but it's still pretty important. Howard and Bernadette get back together because yeah, they broke up in season 3 because Howard was doing it with a troll in a video game. Come on, Howard, really? Why am I surprised? Why am I surprised? It is Howard Wolowitz after all. Anyway, so this brings back kind of the same concept from season 3, episode 9, where Howard is having a kind of thinking about that lady. I forget her name. And yeah, but really he wants to be with Bernadette. That that's just the kind of thing. And yeah. Bro, I just saying that I really love the scene where they get back together, and Penny was actually pretty funny in that scene. Yeah, she was pretty interested in what was going on. Okay, and I mean, it's kind of feels like Howard and Penny are kind of friends in this episode. Of course, another 3 seasons, Howard and Penny. Definitely not friends. Okay, you would not call them friends. Like Penny's absolutely disgusted by Howard. But I'm just saying they didn't have the S word. Really, I thought the season 3 episodes implied that they did. I mean, like in season 3 episode 9, Howard literally asked if they could do it. Like really, they were going out for a good few episodes. I just don't understand how they didn't do it. It's Howard Wolowitz here, okay? Like, come on, man, how did they not do it? Anyway, that's enough talk about doing it. The subplot where Raj buys a desk is kind of funny as well. It was a small one because the big plot is that the main plot of this episode kind of takes up a lot of time. But yeah, I love that plot. It was actually just pretty funny, just a kind of comic relief plot. And when the other plot is just more story driven. Well, I say more story driven because it's TBB. It's the Big Bang Theory after all. There is nothing in this show that has no comedy. Yeah, so overall, this is actually a pretty good episode. Season 4 is great so far, man. So, in season 4, episode 5, Sheldon really does not want to get into a relationship with Amy Farrah Fowler and tries to avoid her at every single cost. And because Sheldon has an eidetic memory, I'm kind of a bit annoyed that he didn't see the fact that remember the fact that Amy knew where he lived. Like really? That was kind of stupid, Sheldon. Like, come on. Also, how did Amy recognize Sheldon in this like outfit? Like, she didn't even look at him. She recognized him like as soon as he heard the voice. If that was Amy, probably might not even recognize Sheldon. Also, you gotta love Sheldon, Amy's mother's like shocked expression as she listens to Amy and Sheldon talk about their sex life, their imaginary sex life. You gotta love her expression. And Sheldon ran all the way down the stairs, just asking her what it meant that he was going to meet Amy's mother. I think Sheldon won't even think about it as anything. I don't think he'd be that interested. I don't think he would. What? I don't think that Sheldon would think that it would mean anything that Amy wants Sheldon to meet her. Oh, this is confusing. Just move on. The other plot, Leonard goes out with this athlete girl. I really didn't like this plot. Man, I don't like this character. All her jokes are about ripping balls off, and yeah, not my type of character. Yeah, also, actually, an interesting thing about this episode is that it doesn't have Penny on it because her actress Kaylee Cuoco, I think, broke her ankle or something. So she isn't in this episode or the next one. But both of the two episodes that Penny doesn't appear in, she's kind of connected to the plot. The reason why Leonard's going out with the girls because he's kind of still upset about breaking up with Penny and all that. He's single because Penny broke up with him. But yeah, I definitely remember rather that Sheldon and Amy plot a lot more. I feel if Penny was in this episode, Sheldon probably would have sought her advice on the whole Amy and her mother thing. So yeah, interesting to note that. Okay, so season 4, episode 6. This is the first episode with Priya. Now she will be the season a lot later on, and yeah, I'll be talking about her a lot later on. But this episode's actually really fun. It's the only episode with all three of the main girls not in it: Penny, Bernadette, or Amy. Yeah, the only episode in the whole show to not have any of those three characters because this episode and the last one was the only one to not have Penny in it, and the last one also had Amy and Bernadette in it. So it's just this one. My favorite part about this episode was when Leonard was trying to sneak Priya out. That was really really fun. And trying to sneak Priya in, and also Sheldon playing his text-based video game. Like we got lost in the forest. It was just, he, like in a fight, he just kept saying the same thing over and over again. I don't know, man. I thought that was really funny. And Sheldon trying to keep a secret and everything, and trying to keep it, and trying to help Leonard keep the secret from Howard and Raj. That I slept with Raj's sister. Yeah. And the end of the episode where all hell breaks loose and the gang kind of go insane. Apparently, Raj used Sheldon's toothbrush. Yeah, and then the group nearly falls apart as they all expose each other and stuff, and it's really really fun. Again, Penny probably would have played a small part in this episode. I'd say maybe he might have there might have been a part where Sheldon went down to the laundry room to talk to Penny or something like that. I don't know, or maybe Penny would have met Priya or something like that. But Kayla Cuoco and her bloody ankle. But whatever, this episode's really fun, and yeah, Priya kind of shoots Leonard down like after their night. So sad life for Leonard. Season 4, episode 7. FBI agent. FBI, open up. I'm sorry, I have to make that joke, bro. FBI agent interviews Howard. No, 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 no. FBI agent reviews. Interviews. Fuck me. An FBI agent interviews Sheldon, Leonard, and Raj about Howard's and his stuff on things. Raj and Leonard weren't really acting the best around her because of Raj's alcohol problems. You know, him needing to drink around women, and Leonard being single and wanting to hook up with her, and she was married, so not appropriate, Leonard. But yeah, Sheldon kind of snitched on Howard and everything, and yeah, like Sheldon, you can see that Sheldon actually does kind of feel bad because he gives Howard his spot on the couch. Like, bro, that is very special to him. Like, literally, no one ever sits on the couch. I mean, like Howard sits on it this episode and another episode in season 6. We'll get to that. And Penny's back in this episode. Not for long though. She just kind of appears in the cheese fake factory for that scene where he gets advice, and in the last scene. This episode was alright. Another classic Howard and Sheldon episode. Well, not classic. They actually come a lot more later on in the show. Actually, I definitely thought the best part of this episode was definitely the Raj and Leonard interacting with the FBI agent. Like, come on, man. Those interactions was just so good. So, season 4, episode 8. So, yeah, they go to the theater to say Indiana Jones in this episode, and Will Wheaton is back. Wheaton. Last time, Will Wheaton pretty much broke up Leonard and Penny, so I think there's a reason for all of the gang to hate him at this point. I think the first half of the theater plot isn't really the best, but the second half they can try to sneak in, and that was actually pretty funny, okay? Especially when they were running away from everything, away from the crowd. That was absolutely awesome, man. Epic. But as usual, I do like Will Wheaton's performance here, and absolutely epic, and his and Sheldon's rivalry is still strong. But this is probably the worst Will Wheaton episode so far. Not that it's bad, but this plot and the other plot don't really combine to beat a season 3 episode 5 or 19. The second plot is where Penny, Amy, and Bernadette all have like a girls' night in, and it's pretty cool. Uh, yeah, they play Truth or Dare, and it's kind of funny to see how see Amy can try to learn these rules, and it's more commonly known later on in the series that she didn't have any friends growing up. So yeah, this is why she acting so weird. And I know people don't really like Amy as a character, but I don't really mind her. I like this robotic style we see earlier on in the show, and I don't mind the less robotic style later on in the show. And when they were trying to truth or dare with Penny, and Bernadette asked why Penny broke up with Leonard. It got really serious, and it's kind of the first time I actually get to see Penny's kind of look on things. Because you usually see the relationship of Penny and Leonard from Leonard's point of view, basically. And I guess Penny was one of the main characters, but this is the first time we really get to see how the breakup affected her. And that's one of the things I love about the season. Penny kind of dealing with being lonely, and yeah, Amy and Penny thing at the end was something. Let's move on. In season 4, episode 9, apparently Leonard and Penny get back together. Oh, well, from Leonard's from Penny's father's perspective, that's it. Like how Leonard was so confused when he came over to Penny's apartment to see this old man there. And this episode kind of calls back to season 1, where we was really looking at the relationship from Leonard's point of view, with him just always confused and stuff, and him talking to his friends about the relationship and that. And yeah, I love the Wyatt telling all the stories about Lenny's past boyfriends. I thought that was pretty funny. Also, in the previous episodes, it was said that Penny's father's name was Bob. So yeah, I saw a theory that suggested that Penny's second name is Wyatt. So Wyatt's name would technically be Bob Wyatt. So that's a good theory, but it's not confirmed. I think Wyatt maybe is just a nickname for him. I don't know. And the second plot is Raj doing something at the telescope room, and he invites Howard, but then he invites Bernadette, and it ends up in a gay kiss. Well, what can I say? I'm surprised that Howard didn't kick off about this, because he was really going to kiss Bernadette. Like why was he surprised then later on in the season when it was revealed that when Raj liked Bernadette? This is like when it first came up. This is probably when he started liking Bernadette. Like, what is going on here? I mean, sure, I like this plot, but I wish it continued into something better, like maybe Raj and how we're going to be through a little bit of a fight during the season, and okay, maybe Howard could still be a little bit surprised when Raj fully likes Bernadette. Oh, look at that! Wow, yeah. Also, I don't know how I'll be able to hang around a friend knowing that I touched their lips. So, season 4, episode 10, we see Zach again. Yeah, he was a fun character. I love how stupid he is. And Amy likes him. Yeah, this is a weird episode, especially when they were in like Amy's lab, and Sheldon and Amy were talking about this stuff, and yeah. But Sheldon didn't think it was sexual arousal at all, but Amy did think. I don't know what's going on. Why would Amy have any interest in him and Zach? Like, really? Whatever. There's not really much to talk about in this episode. Um, yeah, the season 4 Retrospective, actually the video has been pretty long so far, right, guys? Wow. Well, yeah, I don't really much have to talk about this episode and the subplot. Howard and Raj try to do a wrestling match to figure out who would be the sidekick and who would be the actual superhero. This was stupid. It was really funny, stupid, but yeah, not really much to discuss in this episode. It was alright. So, season 4, episode 11. Zach, again, really couldn't space these episodes out. This one sometimes blends together in my head with the beginning of season 3, episode 23. The gang makes fun of Zach. It's actually kind of funny, man. They're all just laughing. It's funny, man. Like, compared to when we went to go dolphin, it's hilarious. And more relationship troubles for Leonard and Penny, since the only reason went back together with Zach because she just doesn't want to be alone. So yeah, that's interesting. I like when they celebrate the new year. Um, Benny and later were looking at each other and all that, and it was kind of sad for them. Also in that scene, Sheldon wanted to do this speech, but no one listened to him. Wow. And the episode was fun, but then again, Penny was kind of in the bad mood for the whole episode, and she kind of went back and forth a little bit too much with wearing the costume and all that. And yeah, it was kind of annoying. Penny kind of ruined the episode for me, but still really fun. Zach again, he's really funny. I love how Raj always gets the bad superhero and all that, but isn't that kind of racist though? Whatever. Kind of calls back to the season 1, episode 7, or whatever, was dressing up as the same costume. Or was it episode 6? It was episode 6, season 1, episode 6, when Penny threw a Halloween party in her house. That was actually kind of fun. But yeah, this is a cool episode. Just Penny just kind of ruins it a bit for me. So in season 4, episode 12, the gang try to make an app, and typically, yeah, Sheldon is just annoying and stuff, rude and obnoxious, and Leonard fires him. Yeah, I didn't think it was kind of smart how he made Raj in charge of customer support, but yeah, basically he gets kicked from the team and he tries to get his way back in, but no, that's not happening. Yeah, I think it was a bit rude of Sheldon. Well, okay, maybe not rude. It was a bit kind of uncalled for Sheldon to just like not want to discuss his ideas in front of Penny. Like what? Like, come on, man! Like, really, at this point, like you talked science in front of her for years and stuff. You weren't worried that she was gonna take your theories, or you, or yeah, man, it was stupid. And yeah, they've known her for 4 years. I mean, like she's dated Leonard. Come on, Sheldon, you can trust her. Yeah, typical Sheldon. It's not like I don't like this episode or anything, but I never really remember it, to be honest. It's just kind of forgettable until I watch the show again. And, he really did a poor job of trying to get Howard and Raj to his side. He congratulated Raj on being the best astrophysicist, but only put Howard Wolowitz on Howard's mug. Like, really? It's just not even the best engineer. Like, come on, man. But yeah, Sheldon gets a punishment by just being punished with yeah, pricing shoes with Penny or something, like making an app there, whatever. This episode's it's all right. But on side note, we're halfway through the season now. Whoa. Okay, season 4, episode 13. This is one of my favorite episodes of the season, man. It is so good. Everybody goes on a road trip, and it's awesome. And Sheldon goes, road trip god. No. It's travel supervisor. This episode is just hilarious, especially the last scene when everyone's talking in front of the whole crowd and they all start fighting. Leonard and Penny get in bed together and they're gonna, do the thing, but then Rosh comes and just ruins everything. Oh man. I do kind of wish they were all in one big car, but the two cars kind of allows for more gags, like who gets chosen in each car, and the walkie-talkie thing with Sheldon and Howard, and man, Leonard calling Howard to let Bernadette know that Howard is talking about sex because Raj texted him to do that. That was actually really funny. I don't know why Penny's so angry in this episode though. She gets kicked out of the car because of her attitude. Whatever, man. This was the first episode that I actually saw The Big Bang Theory. I usually see the clip of the car scene on YouTube, and yeah, that's kind of what got me into Big Bang. Kind of. Well, I saw this long before I actually started watching the show, but yeah, after I started watching Young and Sheldon again, actually late last year, I got into the show. Also, first real Howard and Bernadette mid relationship fight that we see on camera. A lot of the other fights we just saw like earlier on, on the part where they broke up, that happened off camera. We just saw them get back together. Glenn, I like how he went back with Penny in the ending when Leonard was just so angry, man. He was not stopping. And I also love that Sheldon was when they were playing I Spy, he spied the lights on the on the police car. Also, Glenn is really, really tall. Really, like seriously, how did Bernadette date him? Like she's like half his size. You know what? I kind of feel bad for Howard. He just met Bernadette's ex boyfriend, who was like 7 foot tall, man. Like Jesus Christ, I'd be scared of him. So the main plot of season 4, episode 14, is just kind of relaxed. It doesn't really, it's not really that story heavy based. Just kind of Penny and Sheldon interacting a lot, and Penny giving Sheldon acting lessons and stuff. And I like it. Towards the end there, Penny had to call Sheldon's mother because it was kind of getting out of hand. So like how Penny was portraying Spock and Sheldon was portraying his mother and all that. I thought that was actually really fun. Not one of the funniest parts of The Big Bang Theory, but it was just it was just fun. Not really story based. It was all right. Not really much to talk about here. Just a fun plot. Though sometimes when there's so much of this show where Sheldon and Penny just interact in Penny's apartment, and sometimes they can blend together, and sometimes I can't really remember the jokes that he makes. And he does make the joke that Penny being a teacher is kind of signifying that her acting career has come to an end. But yeah, sometimes the jokes in the episodes just kind of blend together. Also, like the part where Penny is at like a shoe store and then Sheldon asks for frozen yogurt. Okay, so this subplot is kind of more connected to a large story. Kind of started in the season 4, episode 12, I think it was, where the Rosh starting to get into liking Bernadette, and this episode was really weird, especially the dance number at the end. Actually, that was actually a really good song. It was actually a really fun plot, though. I think I like it a little bit more than the main plot. Basically, we get loads of actually alternate realities where Howard's like injured or something, and then Raj has to look after Bernadette, and you know what I mean. Okay, I just like this though. Yeah, I feel like it's building to Howard and Bernadette's friendship, or not Howard, no, Howard and Roger's friendship crumbling. And let's talk about this some more later on. But yes, it's just fun to see some alternate realities and stuff like that. Yeah. So, season 4, episode 15. This is where Leonard ends up making out with an old woman. Not Leonard's best moment. This episode is a bit disgusting. It's just, I think it's the first episode in a while that only has like one plot. I guess technically the season 4 was 13. The road trip one technically only had one plot, but not really. Well, it only had like one overarching plot. I'm going to the science convention crap. But there's lots of different plots, like, Leonard and Penny kind of getting back together, kind of, and like Harold and Bernadette's troubles, and Penny and Amy Sheldon sharing a room and all that. And so it's all the different stuff in there. But this episode is just kind of about Leonard and this old lady. Okay, well, I guess there's Sheldon at the beginning, not getting any money, not President Siebert tries to make Sheldon to go to this science party thing with loads of these benefactors, but he doesn't really want to. Then when he goes, President Siebert kind of kicks, says he doesn't want him to be there because Sheldon's really rude and all that. But that's just kind of part of the Leonard plot, because then he kind of sees the opportunity in Leonard to get money from this old benefactor. But it's just kind of feels really disgusting, and it's just kind of gross. I mean, I do kind of like the joke about Sheldon trying to act like a parent to Leonard, but yeah, it's not really that much memorable from this episode. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. There are some funny jokes here, but the overarching plot wasn't really that good. But all the stuff with Sheldon and stuff and Siebert were great, and that, and yeah. I mean, the first half was kind of good, but once Leonard touches that old lady's lips, it goes completely down the drain. So, season 4, episode 16. Oh, yeah, the return of Priya in this episode. In a way, this episode isn't the best because I kind of feel like Priya returns, and, Raj and Howard and everyone's just kind of fine with Leonard and Priya doing what they want. But in season 4, episode 6, I mean, Leonard is trying to hide Priya for everyone. But this episode just kind of goes about his business. I guess everyone will be expecting it more this time, but still, it just kind of feels anticlimactic. Climactic. I'm just going to say that I do like everything else in this episode. We really start to see Amy and Penny's friendship starting to grow towards the end of this season, and it's great. I thought it was really nice when they're sitting on the same chair as each other. But also, this episode doesn't really have that much of a story. I mean, Priya returns, yeah, but like that's kind of it. Was that side of the plot? Just kind of Penny kind of have to dealing with it. But yeah, I mean, I think I could use maybe a bit more plot. Howard and Bernadette work through some stuff. We see Bernadette's apartment for the first time. Howard moves in here in season 5, but now it's just Bernadette's apartment. Howard's gonna move into Bernadette's apartment. Yeah, after he had a fight with his mother and stuff. But then he kind of treats Bernadette like his mother, and yeah, again, this will carry on into the later seasons. Oh man, one of my favorite jokes. Yeah, when Howard mixes up his mother with Bernadette, that's always great. Season 4, episode 17. Okay, season 4, episode 17 is Toast Deprivation. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I always forget these titles. The plot with Sheldon is actually one of the best in the series because we actually get to see like three characters again. We have Zach, who has made a few appearances in the season, Stuart, and Barry Kripke, and we really don't see these three characters interact like at all. I don't think this is like the only time where Stuart and Kripke were interacted at all, and then there's Zach there as well. It's just so weird. I like that way it brought back these three characters. It was actually really cool. And how like none of them wanted to do whatever Sheldon wanted to do. That was awesome. Yeah, suck at Sheldon. And LeVar Burton was supposed to come there, and he came at the end, but then he just saw them all just singing karaoke, whatever. And this is just a fun episode, and I like Zach's story about the hot tub, and he actually got the thing about the jacuzzis and the hot tubs. He understood it. Good job, Zach. I find it weird that in this season, like Zach makes as much appearances as Stewart. Like that just doesn't seem right to me. But the reason he wanted to do this because everyone was hanging out at Roger's house, or not Roger's house, but Roger's apartment. He didn't really like that. And yeah, and there's a few subplots here. Of course, everyone hangs out with Rogers, and they actually start to miss Sheldon. That was insane, like missing Sheldon. What? Also, Penny, Amy, and Bernadette had their own little subplot. They were going to go out on the night out. We didn't actually see that, but we saw the scene where they arrived at our door and were kind of getting ready to go out. On the surface, this plot doesn't really seem like much when I talk about it, but the scene where they were getting ready was cool in Penny's bedroom where they kind of discussed the snowflake that Leonard gave Penny. It just, I don't know, man. When he gave Penny that snowflake in season 3, episode 1 or episode 2, whichever one it was actually kind of special. Okay, I know it's a snowflake, but it was special. This season just rubs in Penny's failure at keeping a man. Like, come on, Penny. Leonard was a great guy. And I think that scene was really, really special. So, season 4, episode 18 is actually pretty funny. This card trick, man, it was so good. I don't know how Sheldon wasn't able to figure it out, man. It was so obvious. When I first watched this episode, I didn't really know. I thought it was just Howard doing actually a really good card trick. But it was just Raj telling Howard all the time. Man, I didn't even notice that at first. I was so cool in the last scene where Howard gave that card to Sheldon. Raj looked in at his card and like held up his two fingers and like stroked his chest, kind of to say it was a two of hearts. That was actually really good. It was really smart. I'm just saying that. It was one of the best plots in the show because I just couldn't figure it out. Especially like the scene where I was trying to like scan it and put like barcodes on it. Also, the plot with Leonard is actually really good, where he's starting wearing stuff like the eye patch when he's sleeping, and the and contact lenses. I forgot the name of them, but yeah, starts wearing contact lenses as well. Also, Priya wants Leonard to stop hanging out with Penny as much, and I love that scene where they're at dinner and Penny comes in and kind of embarrasses Leonard a bit. That was actually just like so funny, man. Honestly, yeah, one of Penny's best scenes in season four. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how Leonard was having such a hard time with telling Penny to kind of back off. I thought he was more confident at this stage, but I guess he's not. Yeah. It makes sense why Priya wants Penny to back off. It always kind of feels like in season four how Priya is always the bad guy. Uh, yeah, and I was gonna say that it's not the show's fault, but in a way it kind of is because Amy, Bernadette, and they don't really like Priya either. So it's kind of like, no, no, everyone's against Priya. Priya stole Leonard away from Penny, but that doesn't really happen. Didn't really happen because they were already broken up. Leonard, Priya's just hanging out with her boyfriend, but whatever. Everyone hates Priya. But all except Leonard. Okay, so season 4, episode 19. This one's cool. Sheldon gets all of his World of Warcraft crap stolen, including his ostrich, Glenn. R.I.P. Glenn. Well, they get their stuff back. They get Sheldon's stuff back. I don't know why Leonard, Raj, and Howard even went on this really thing. Like what was in it for them, man? They just went to get Sheldon's stuff back. Even Sheldon, they don't even really like him. Okay, I guess Sheldon's their friend, but like I just got it's like one little kind of inspirational speech, and that's kind of all it took. Whatever. I like Penny kind of beating his ass up. That was really really funny. Oh yeah, bet his ass and stuff with Priya was, yeah, it was there. I thought a lot of stuff this episode was funny, especially when they put all the music on and the music tape was probably Beyonce. Well, it wasn't Beyonce, but the name on the music tape was Beyonce. Raj does love that Beyonce. And I think it was really nice how Penny was kind of picking Leonard up and all that. She's actually pretty nice in these episodes. That was cool. You don't really feel it's like she's kind of missing Leonard and trying to get on his good side a lot. Yeah, this was a pretty decent episode. Season 4, episode 20. Oh, guys, I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is one of my favorite episodes of the show. This is a great episode. I love the little gossips things and how it spreads around the social group through the 8 of them. I thought that's a very fun fact about the episode. Sorry. I thought Sheldon and Amy's dynamic was really funny, and it was really fun to see. And when they were talking in the kitchen at one point, they were talking. It was like sounds like a pun intended. What a happy accident! And then Amy was like that to Sheldon a few minutes later. And he said, "What pun? Pun, not bun." Ugh. I just think the character interactions this episode though is really great, and I just love watching this episode. One of my favorites of the whole show, and the secret that Sheldon and Amy had intercourse. Yeah. Raj, kind of liking Bernadette kind of spreads throughout the social group, and I like how Howard is ready to propose to the Bernadette, and Raj is desperately hoping that she says no. I thought that was really funny. Yeah, I mean the call between Raj, Priya, and their parents was pretty funny as well. Especially when Priya was stepping on Raj's toes. I thought the chat between Penny and Raj was actually pretty. It was one of the best interactions here. It was actually pretty funny. Yeah, kind of leading up to what they kind of do in season 4, episode 24, season 4 finale. Anyway, this episode watches loads of little, like conversations, but it was just so funny and how see all the rumors spread in each scene. It was just so cool, man. Honestly, this one was like a really fun episode. I remember sitting in the car, going somewhere. I don't know where it was, but I was binging Big Bang episodes, binging season 4, and had so much fun watching this episode. And Howard proposes to Bernadette, and Bernadette says yes. Though I do wish she waited until Howard finished. Then kind of bothers me. I know these things are only supposed to be bothering Sheldon, but yeah, and I wish Penny was here for the scene. So there are a few little things I have issues about the episode, but seriously, this is one of the funniest episodes of it. But seriously, this is one of the most funniest episodes of the show, especially just the thing with all of it, like Sheldon and Amy's intercourse. I mean, they haven't even become boyfriend and girlfriend yet. How did they all think that they actually did it? Like, wait, what? Why? Man, that was just really weird. I love if Grudge was actually crying after it. Everyone was like hugging Burnett and Howard are going around the ring and all that. Yeah, Raj was really giddy. I mean, he was really excited, little pervert. I actually kind of forgot that Howard proposed to Bernadette in this episode. They were supposed to be having like relationship issues and all that, but yeah, no. I mean, I kind of forgot there's so much going on in this episode, man. Like all the rumors spreading and all that. It just honestly kind of overwhelmed me. Also, I like how Benny and Raj were joking about how Sheldon and Amy didn't even know what they were doing until they were doing it. You know, I thought that was a funny joke. Also, at the ending when Penny tells Amy, oh no, Amy tells Penny that she's pregnant, and Leonard literally finds it out like in like 2 seconds. Penny just instantly texts Leonard. Yeah, it can't avoid my top 10 favorite episodes of the show. This is just awesome. So the first thing I'm going to do when talking about season 4, episode 21 is congratulating Leonard on getting a shot with a girl. I mean, I don't know if we went that far with him and Penny. Priya becomes Leonard's lawyer and modifies the roommate agreement kind of because, Sheldon was a little bit of a bitch. Sheldon suffers in this episode. It's kind of deserved because he kind of just rules over everyone and kind of he's a little bit of a bitch. So it's kind of fun to see him getting rewards, But still, I do think it's funny how the ending, he just kind of felt like he was going to blow up the apartment, but no, he's just going to send an email to Priya's parents. Lame. It was still pretty fun. But man, if I was Leonard, I wouldn't have told them to turn off the thing. Okay, just let's send the email to the parents, no matter what. Like they're gonna find out eventually, literally. Okay, just let them know. Okay, you can't let Sheldon Cooper win. And the second plot where Sheldon goes out with the girls, yeah, that was very weird. We get a lesbian kiss. Amy and Penny kiss, and we just move on from that. What is this season having like gay kisses? What is it with this season and having two best friends kiss on camera? Like it's the second time that it had to happen, man. Like honestly, like what the hell? Also, Amy kisses Sheldon in this episode, so there's a lot going on. A lot. And Sheldon doesn't like overreact or anything, and it's kind of weird because it's kind of all calm throughout this episode. Like, he doesn't really go insane, and although he kind of needs help with the whole Priya situation, he's kind of fine when Amy kisses him. It's kind of weird. I like the joke the next morning where when Amy woke up and Sheldon called her. That was funny. I find it a bit strange that Amy has a monkey in her apartment. Yeah, we're still at that stage of weird robotic Amy. But we're moving into modern Amy, moving slowly. Also, when the girls are out dancing, Sheldon and Amy were dancing, and Penny danced with this old dude who touched her bottom at first. That was weird. That was weird. That's just weird. Whatever, man. This plot is just pretty fun and everything, and yeah, that's a pretty good episode. Of course, it's nowhere near as good as season 4, episode 20, the previous episode, but what is? It's kind of weird how we're moving along strongly with Sheldon and Amy's relationship, kind of, because last episode they were talking about sex. Season 4, episode 22, we're getting to the season finale very soon. Really excited for that. So Bernadette spies on Priya and stuff, and kind of tells her lies about Penny. And I love the lie about the astronaut, how Penny's dating an astronaut. And it's kind of weird how Howard becomes an astronaut in like the next season. So anyway, it's not really that far-fetched that she knows an astronaut right now, but she gets to know an astronaut. Well, she already... It doesn't count when she knows an astronaut, but like he hasn't became an astronaut yet. So the question is, does Penny know an astronaut in this episode? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Does Howard count? I don't know, I'm asking the question. Whatever. I thought Bernadette kind of cracking under peer pressure was actually really really funny, and all that was so much fun to watch. And Amy is funny as usual, and Penny and the three girls actually just work together really really well. And I like the new episodes which have them featured in them. But we've got to say we got to look at this part of the story. It's a good like third of the episode. Yeah, kind of weird this one. Raj starts to go on drugs, yay, to try to help him with coping with talking to women. Just drink alcohol, Raj. It'd be better, like, honestly, man. These drugs do not work though because he ends up stripping nude in the coffee shop. So I know it worked. You know what, Raj? You're only supposed to be talking to women. It's not like you were trying to keep your clothes on while doing so. And Sheldon just has no reaction to this, and everyone else just goes absolutely insane. Would Raj get arrested for this? Like, what's the penalty for doing for this? I don't like talking about these plots at all. I want to keep my channel family friendly. Let's move on to season 4, episode 23, the penultimate episode of the show. I think it's penultimate, right? Yeah, okay, right. Bye. Yeah. What's wrong with me? Season 4, episode 23. Yeah, everyone goes to the hospital because Howard's mother collapsed. Yeah, I found it crazy how Howard carried his mother. We've never actually seen Howard's mother on screen, but when she's probably a pretty big, heavy lady. So that's happening. Sheldon's scared of all the germs. Amy's missing in this episode. I don't know why she doesn't appear. She said that she had a pretty big role in the last 3 episodes. So that's insane. Penny and Priya are hanging out, and that's insane because they really kind of like an unspoken rivalry between the last few episodes. Definitely. Of course, because Priya's dating Leonard, and it sounds like she's a lot bit of a fit for Leonard than Penny. But they actually start to hang out, and it's just kind of fun to see. Also, Bernadette thinks because the reason why Howard's mom fell over is because she doesn't want Howard and Bernadette to get married, and then it turns out that Howard's mother didn't. They think that would be a bad idea for them to get married, and Bernadette's angry. But to be honest, I don't even know why she's angry. Like Howard just made a mistake. She literally collapsed right after he told her that. That's a big coincidence, Bernadette. Like, why are you getting so angry? It just feels like she got angry for the sake of drama. But you know what? I like drama. I'll excuse it. And at the end of the episode, Sheldon got bully stuck in the room. And at the end of the episode, Sheldon got stuck in a room full of germs. Yeah, and then I think the other guys got stuck in there. But I don't know how that happened. How did they get stuck in there too? Yeah, okay, that was weird. I mean, let's move on to the season finale. Finally, man, bro. So the season 4 finale is definitely one of my favorite season finales. Basically, Roger's sick of his sister having intercourse in his house or his apartment, and to be honest, it's just weird. Okay. Yeah, Ross, get the hell out of there, man. So Ross becomes Sheldon's roommate, and they actually kind of hit it off a bit. So that's actually really nice. Kind of a bit of a role reversal. And Leonard starts staying at Raj's, so it's just Priya and Leonard at Raj's place, and then Sheldon and Raj at Sheldon's place. But everything goes down when Penny comes over. But we'll go back to that plot after I talk about the Howard and Bernadette plot. I mean, it's fine. Definitely not as good as the other plot with Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, and Raj. And, yeah. Okay, yes, Howard and Bernadette plot. Basically, Bernadette buys Howard a fancy watch because he's becoming a doctor and all that. And yeah, well, she has a doctorate, doctorate, so it's like for science and shit. No. We're family friendly here, so we say science and stuff. Amy is only in one scene in this episode, basically the Zoom call or video chat that Sheldon and Amy have to talk about, and then Sheldon is like to give himself a massage and all that. Yeah, not much of Amy in the last two episodes, but like before that, she was like mighty, like bloody in the plot. Like, in the other three episodes, she was a she was obviously like one of the main characters, but here she's kind of just a side character. Yeah, but I guess I said so. Doesn't really have that much room for her. But whatever, Amy or the fuck, or oh no shit, or no, oh no. Penny and Raj, yeah, they bond together and they end up sleeping together, and it isn't a big cliffhanger. And you know what? I'm not the biggest hater of cliffhangers, although they're kind of annoying sometimes. Or if when there's a show like this that's already came out, I really mind cliffhangers leading into the next episode. I mean, this next season was obviously coming. I think it was confirmed at the time of this episode's release. But the thing I don't like is when you don't have a confirmed next season coming, and you leave the season off with a cliffhanger, and then the show ends. That's not a very good thing because then you just end up waiting for the next for the thing. You never even get like the end of the story. It's so annoying. Whatever, and yeah, it's kind of awkward just seeing Penny and Raj leave Leonard's bedroom. Leonard's bedroom. They did it in Leonard's bedroom. Like what? Wow, man, Leonard, not the day for you. Just like the five original main characters, just there. A very, very awkward moment. Very, very awkward. Oh, why did Raj come out as well? Why was it stupid? Whatever. Overall, this season finale was pretty good, and let's actually let's talk about the season as a whole now. Finally, the video's ending. Whatever, everybody. Welcome. Okay, well, whatever, everyone. Thanks for watching this video. Yeah, next time will be a Young Sheldon Season 2 retrospective, so, subscribe and turn on notifications for that, because honestly, I would if I was in your situation. So yeah, next week will be a What If a 10-Year-Old Directed Attack of the Clones, Part 5. So yeah, again, subscribe and turn on notifications. See ya!